joined here with Jane Atherton. Jane is the author of The Menopause Secret. This is a book that's been by my bedside for the last few weeks. This really is a lady's handbook to everything that you ever wanted to know about menopause, and I think it's a subject that we're all a little bit vague about. We hear lots of rumours, myths, stories. I mean,
hairs growing out with chin.
Yeah, absolutely. And this change of life, you know, that one morning you're going to wake up like a werewolf or something. My husband might agree with that, actually. But Jane, what promoted you to really wanting to write this book?
Well, it's a collection of my experiences from working in my clinic in Hong Kong, talking to all of my clients there. The questions that they were asking me, it was the same questions kept coming up again and again. And I just thought, well, this is just a small group of ladies that I've got here that I'm working with, that everybody must be wanting to know the same answers to these questions. And we looked at different menopause books that were out there, and they were quite medical heavy.
Yeah.
And so we wanted something that was written in a way that a woman could understand. That it was addressing the concerns that they had, not necessarily...
Well, no one's textbook, are they? I mean, no one's menopause is textbook perfect. We're all so different.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've got one friend that's had the same menopause as me, or two friends that have had a similar one. It's so different for everyone, isn't it?
Some symptoms can be absolutely devastating for some women, whereas that same symptom, say you, probably wouldn't affect you at all. And it's just so different, and it's just tuning into it from a woman's perspective. I mean, what we've done here, we've broken the book down into 4 sections. The first section is I work with the medical profession, and we covered the medical side of it in brief, just so it needed to be in there, basically. And then the next section is on diet, nutrition.
Which is so important, isn't
Absolutely.
it, during menopause? Really important.
You need to change what you don't need to eat a big portion. You don't need to eat so much now. Your metabolism is slowing down.
Oh, don't tell me that.
No, sorry.
Damn, that's the problem. Okay.
Your stomach is this size. That's the size of your stomach.
You sure?
Yes.
I'm sure mine's at least that size.
I mean, it can expand.
Yeah,
When you look at that plate of food, and then you think, gosh, all of that has got to go into that size.
But I can chew it really well. No, okay.
You don't, and your metabolism slows down, so you're not digesting the food quickly, and then that just converts into fat. And you've really.
So this is why I haven't knocked the weight off of it.
And it's hard, and you need to look at what you're eating, but cut out the process. I mean, I don't advocate any diet at all. Any fad diet, I do not agree with, and I don't agree.
It's having a balance, isn't it? Because I think the minute you start telling people to restrict their diet, it's like anything. The minute you can't have it, it's all you want, isn't it?
The only one thing that I would say, I mean, I don't agree with cutting out any food groups at all, proteins, fat, whatever, but protein specifically in your body, say like dairy, for example, like cow's milk or cheese or whatever, it's acidic in the body. Now what happens is that unbalances your acid-alkaline level, and when that happens, your body will do absolutely anything to rebalance that acid-alkaline level, and it does that by drawing calcium from your bones, which is the last thing we need.
So we're all trying to really have an alkaline situation in our body, aren't we?
We need to have slightly alkaline, but it's keeping that balance, right? So you need to cut out processed foods, you need to cut out trans fats, all the things that
But protein is really important, isn't it? Especially as you're getting older.
Protein is important, you need it in the right amount. Don't eat more protein than you need, and don't eat more of anything that you need, basically. Be sensible, listen to your body, and include a little bit of everything that you need.
I'll try and be sensible. It's not something I'm really good at, but I'll try.
The odd chocolate biscuit, glass of wine now and again. I mean, we all deserve that, I think.
Navigate every day. Anyway, that's just me being honest.
So we've got the medical section there. We've got the diet in there. We've got how you need to change your exercise routine. If you do exercise already and you're very good at going to the gym, have a word with your instructor there, just so he can change your routine slightly. So you may need to do more muscle building exercises to keep your muscles firm, because they do.
And weight resistance, really good, isn't it? Especially as you're getting older.
I'm not talking about lifting.
No, it's It's just having the resistance, isn't it? Rather than pumping lots of weight, it's just having something that your body's resistant to.
Correct.
Okay.
Because you know when you get older, you can't undo the job. It's because your muscles, you know, you have like your fast twitch and your slow twitch muscles, you know, and you need to build both of them, otherwise they just disappear.
Use it or lose it.
Absolutely. And then the last section, which is probably quite a big section in the book actually, is about lifestyle. And that covers everything from getting back to yourself, like doing meditation, finding time for yourself, doing things that you enjoy.
Isn't that a difficult thing that certainly when I was younger, finding time for myself was nearly impossible. Because of having children, which is a 24-hour job, running a home and everything. It's only really now that I have more time to actually spend on myself and thinking about laying the foundations as you get older, because even recently, having broken an ankle, and I know you've had a leg injury, it makes you very, very aware of where you will be in maybe 20 or 25 years' time, and that we've got to really kind of lay the foundations now.
But also, I was reading a really good article the other day actually about in one of the newspapers, and this lady, she was quite honest, and she was saying that she's got to this stage of her life now where she feels like she's lost that cuddle sort of factor with the family. And you know what that is? It's you've got a hormone called oxytocin, and when you start, that's the hormone that gives you that mothering instinct, that cuddling instinct. And when when you lose that, you sort of course you love your family, and you know. But
is this why women have children later on in life? Because I know a lot of women who've just desperately missed that feeling and that gap between having children and having grandchildren. So they have another child. I know somebody said, I always wanted to have one to cuddle.
Maybe, but as you sort of, it's probably this is more post-menopause than perimenopause. That we did actually do a post on it on the Facebook page as well, and we were discussing this, how you feel now that where you used to keep your house spotless, for example, or where you used to be bothered about doing all of these things, now you just think, no.
What the hell? No. Oh, I know, you do. And your priorities change, don't they? The things that you used to really worry about, you don't worry, but then you've got a whole new set of worries.
It's all about putting yourself first, and I think you do tend to fall into that, because you sort of you think, well, my family are grown up, they can take care of themselves, I've done all of this for them, this is now my time. And just even if it's like revisiting an old hobby, something that reading a book, just find a little bit of time for yourself to.
So it's so important to how you deal with your menopause, to actually look after yourself.
Definitely.
Spend time caring for yourself and doing things that really make you happy. You might be running a bath, reading a book in the bath, but take time for you. How much does attitude change a person's menopause? Having a positive attitude, we know, has an effect on how you age. Does it have an effect on your menopause?
It can be difficult some days, because some days you just feel like you've got every single symptom and going, and
you possibly have, of course.
And then that affects you mentally, and you sort of think, you can't be bothered to you can't be able to get dressed, and it can be very, very overwhelming. And there's a section in the book there that we've written on meditation. Now, meditation, it's probably something that you've never done before, or you think it's probably for other people, but there are different levels of meditation.
It's really hard though. I find it incredibly hard just to totally switch my brain off.
You can't, you sit there.
I start and I really try to clear my mind, and I just can't.
You can't.
The minute I start thinking of all the things I should be doing.
Absolutely. You've got like this little puppy dog inside you, getting around. But I think, don't fight it. I think if you've not done meditation before, just sit down somewhere, and let thoughts come into your head. And
just relax.
Don't try and stop them, because you can't. Unless you're a pro at menopause.
You're a pro at menopause.
Meditation. You can't just meditate within a day. It takes years of practice for some people. But even if you can just achieve a little bit of controlling your thoughts, then you can control your mind a little bit, which means you can then control your menopause a little bit. Puts you in control of menopause rather than menopause controlling you. And then we touch touch on things like, sex with your partner, tantric sex, because obviously a loss of libido is a huge thing in menopause, and most of us rather sit and have a cup of tea or a glass of wine.
I think also you get to a stage where you kind of feel, for at last my body's mine.
Yeah.
Some people don't then want to share it. They're going through that phase where you don't feel particularly sexy. You're a bit fed up with yourself. You're having a hot flush. You never know when these are coming on. They come on at night. You're having night sweats. You don't kind of get into that mood, if you like. And I think the other thing that happens is, when you've been married for many years, as I have, that sex doesn't have that nice romantic mystique. It doesn't start, while you're having dinner and then end up when you're in bed. You kind of put the dishwasher on and you go up to bed. And
all those mundane things.
And you think, you forget it. I'd rather kind of have a good sleep.
Yeah. But also, you're probably, most women are not feeling particularly good about themselves. If they know they're out of condition, they know they're probably a bit overweight, that they...
This is a real world. This is what happens to us. We're not this airbrushed model that's in the magazines that's having this wonderful life. A lot of us.
But it's
actually
all about what's in your head, though. If you feel good about yourself inside, if you can actually recapture that sense of feeling good about yourself and doing things, and that actually starts by doing things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Put yourself first. Whether it's going to buy a new lipstick, whether it's going to a beauty salon, get your nails done, whether it's reading a book, going to an art gallery, whatever is important in your life.
Yeah, it's important to look after you, isn't
Yeah.
it? Do you know, there's this wonderful phrase that someone told me recently, and it makes so much sense, that when you're on a plane and they run through the safety procedure, what do they tell you to do with the oxygen mask? The first thing they tell you to do is put it on yourself before you look after anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what we've got to look at. Look after you, because you can't look after everybody else. You can't look after the rest of the family if you're not feeling good and you're physically not fit.
No.
So put that oxygen mask on yourself before you treat anybody else. I think it's quite a good thing to think about.
It is, but also I think when you are looking after yourself, I think you just then feel better about yourself, and then everything kicks in. You're sort of on that upward spiral rather than the downward spiral, thinking, oh, I can't be bothered to get dressed, or I look awful, and I'll just have this chocolate bar, and you just go down and down and down. Whereas if you put your own priorities first, you will gradually go upwards and start feeling good, and everything will fall into place, But it's really important that you get in that mental state of mind where, you're looking after yourself and for yourself.
Okay, so all this information and more is in The Menopause Secret, written by Jane Atherton. Jane, this is available on...
It's on Amazon at the moment, so UK and America. So
okay.
Or if it's not in store, they'll order it in for you. They'll just put it on Waterstones or whatever, just ask for it, and they'll order it in if they don't have it in
So
store.
we'll put the links and details at the bottom of the video. If you've got any questions for Jane or for me, send them through. You can put them at the bottom of this video. You can send them through to fighting50.co.uk via the website. You can actually link there through to emails, put it on the site. Anyway, just get the questions to us. Jane has a great Facebook page, which is...
It's, the Facebook page is facebook.com/menopause remedies. But just following up on what you were just saying is if there's anybody out there that wants to ask personal questions, if there's something bothering them, or if they just want to ask anything, then please do either email Tracy or myself, and I'll be very happy to help as much as I can and give the advice that I know and that I've experienced. So
that's it. Menopause Secret.